back to what we were saying. I know that we've been hanging out in Japan a lot. You've been here for now
a year, a little over a year.
Just the cultural differences from me being here for 5 days, 6 days, just is incredible. I love this place.
They're nice people, aren't they?
Super clean. People are super nice. What do you see is different as far as the way they treat women versus America, if there's any difference at all?
It's a good question. So at work, I mean, I know we have, I guess, Japanese contract workers. I've never seen a female contractor, I guess. I mean, I don't know if is that even a thing in America? I don't know.
Female contractors?
I just haven't been in America so long.
No, it's definitely a thing.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I've never really seen like a female mechanic.
Well, it's one of those things like one of the podcasts with Trixie, we were discussing the wage gap in a sense, and it's like there's a bunch of different avenues that kind of accumulate to the wage gap, and one of those things is job opportunity.
Yeah,
because men will kind of take the jobs that are more, what's the word, more dangerous in a sense, or more hazardous, more hands-on. It's a dominant male dominant area of work, versus being an admin or financial, like corporate America kind of thing, secretary and stuff like that. So that would probably be why you haven't seen any female contractors.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know a lot. I literally work and go home. I feel like I never really have time for myself. Sorry. Yeah, I can't even tell you. Like, first thing I really thought of was when I went to India. I was there in November, and like even them, like they treat their women very different. Like they were surprised to find out that I was a higher rank than the two guys I was hanging out with. Like when they saw me in uniform, they were like, "Oh, you're sergeant?" Like, yeah, that's crazy. And like the higher up women in their military, they were all officers, and it was like a total of no more than 5. I can't remember, but I didn't see like any females, and they were just amazed by, like, I don't know, that I can be a higher rank, I guess. It's pretty funny.
Stuff like that speaks volumes as far as America goes. I mean, granted, we have a ton of things that we need to improve on, and an area of working and expanding, but people like to complain and say, like, you know, they kind of almost compare themselves to other countries and say, oh, well, those countries are better in certain circumstances. But as far as freedom goes, I mean, women can hold whatever position men can hold. Granted, we also still have a lot of work to do. Yeah. But the fact that you can be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company versus India, or any Muslim country where women have to wear hijabs and they don't have the freedoms that men have. Like a couple other podcasts ago, I was explaining how one of the craziest laws that has finally been uplifted was women can drive in Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah, I heard that podcast.
And it's just like, whoa, it's 2019 and you're just allowed to drive? And now they have this crazy backed up 8 million plus people.
Yeah, I remember the joke. Yeah, I remember. Now that you're saying that, like, I definitely remember this podcast.
Huge accidents going on because women can't drive. No, but it's just things of that nature where it's like people don't even understand, or they try to they don't think about how great they have it where they have it, and they take it for granted.
They do.
So I know in the military, I mean, as far as Marine Corps goes, women are definitely, few and far between as far as, coming across those who are really good or experts. And, I keep bringing up Trixie, but we had this podcast where we were talking about how women have to kind kind of be more aggressive and essentially be a bitch in their field because they need that respect or to assert their dominance and show how serious they are in their field versus men where they can just be like, themselves in a sense, Do you find yourself having to fill any of those types of roles or stereotypes in your job specifically?
I mean, I don't have to be angry or anything for people to respect me. They just, at work, I'm a mom. That's my role, like legit. Everyone.
Do you think that's different versus
it's
your male counterparts?
Yes, because everyone else, I mean, the guys will, be like, oh yeah, I'm their dad, because essentially our two troops are, or is our kids. I don't know. I'm not saying that. I was going to say it right the first time. Are our kids. But they're not really father, I guess. I don't want to say, but I don't know. They could be father material. Father. It's kind of hard. So, like, for me, I definitely take care of my guys and I care for them a lot. And, I always make sure they eat and all that. Like, I am legit their mom versus everyone else is kind of just a supervisor. But
do you think that has a lot to do with you being a woman?
I think it's just me as a person, honestly. I don't know. I am a care person, but I just know that when I was younger in rank, all I wanted to do was eat, and anytime my supervisor didn't feed me, that's when I was a bitch. Sorry for the language.
No, you're good. You're good. So it's safe to say that you see the areas that are lacking that you want to fill as far as a leader goes.
Yes.
And your male counterparts don't fulfill those specific needs. So people look to you as a mom versus than just a regular leader.
Yeah, even the guys that aren't my kids, like, I have two of them. The other ones that aren't even my kids, like the younger guys, they still call me mom and whatever. I have a bunch of kids now.
See, that's so strange. It's just so different from me being in the Marine Corps and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're probably angry.
Huh?
Or Marines, aren't they all angry?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're basically a lot of crayon eating.
Yeah, yeah. It's all right, because all I do is chair force, sit on chairs, apparently.
A lot of your kids are actual chairs. You don't do anything. But no, when it comes to that, you have a lot of responsibility. Do you feel like you're expected? There's more expected of you than there are your male counterparts?
I think it might be kind of even. I mean, I've definitely earned the spot that I am at right now. Like, I know, like I said, like when I first got here, I had to show that I'm a good worker. But since I've been here for a year, I can definitely tell you that now I am one of the better workers out there. And now I get respected more. So, like, I don't think it's like they expect me to do more. I just have to stay with my same pace, I guess, while still learning, new things.
Right. So as far as you being in Japan, I know from what I've experienced, the short time of me being here, I know that a lot of people who see us round eyes are more.
Oh my god!
Basically, I've heard. I don't know where I got that from. It was like from a meme or a show.
I feel like I've heard it too.
Look at these round eyes. So so obviously you look American, or
yes.
You don't look native. So from not being that, do the men treat women here with the same respect or the same equality as they do? Kind of, comparing it to America. Do women have the same respect as they do in America here, in Okinawa, Japan?
Now, see, I just said I don't leave my house, and now I got to think of all the times I left my house see how they treat women. I don't. They seem like they treat women with respect. I mean, if a guy's willing to put on the same exact outfit as a girl, then yeah, definitely respects her, huh?
Yeah.
You see them when they're wearing the same outfits, like matching head to toe, like the Japanese couples.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just different in culture and stuff like that.
No, I'm kidding. I can't think of a time of me ever really actually people watching.
Well,
here.
I did notice that once again we're going to go back to the whole Trixie podcast.
It's all right. It's my wife.
We spoke about how you guys even when I'm with Arlene and she's going to go out or something like that, she shares her location when she's going to catch a cab or when she's going to go out, and vice versa. Everybody does the same because you guys want to know where each other is, specifically because you guys are worried about just anything that might possibly happen, and I spoke to this same thing about Keem with our podcast, and it's just like when we're walking down the dark alley, we're worried about getting jumped or robbed. We're not worried about getting raped or taken. And it's like we think about the women and the stuff that they go through, and it's more like, damn, there's a huge possibility of these petite women who can get overpowered and get taken.
I see what you're saying. I think the guys, I don't think they really worry about that kind of stuff here. This place isn't violent. Well, I don't know how it is up in mainland Japan, but over here in Okinawa, there's not a lot of crimes that really happen. And if it is, it's usually an American committing the crime.
Yeah, because we suck.
Yeah. That's usually the stories I heard. Like, when we first get here, we get briefed. It's always like something we did.
A Marine high off glue.
Yeah,
crayons.
Pretty much. And then decides to get himself a small Japanese lady. Yeah. But like there's like stories I've heard like that, and it's like it's crazy. Like they let us, or we let ourselves put bases here. I don't know how it worked out. We
basically bully everybody else.
Pretty much. Sure. But we're here, and then we kind of just destroy their island. I mean, there's a protest going on every Friday for us to leave the base.
Really?
They're all older, old people.
Speak a little more on that. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, actually, Keem wanted to see it, and we totally forgot. So every Friday morning at 9 a.m., there's like 20 old people, and they'll be at the gate just saying, "Go home," or take away Kadena Air Base or whatever. I don't know if they do it at the Marine bases also, but I've seen it here. And they're at like all three of our gates that we have entering. And I don't know, it's like a solid hour they'll be out there protesting, and I guess they just go home.
Damn.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, you would think like, they like us. But it's, like I said, it's all the old people.
Yeah. I mean, well, if you really know the history,
yeah,
I wouldn't think remotely that they like us. But what I do find as far as socially different is the respect.
Yes.
Regardless of where you're from, who you are, they kind of bow whenever you pay for something.
Yes.
They don't take things directly.
Yeah, you got to put in a little tray thing.
Yeah, it's like they thank you for everything.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you enter or leave a restaurant, you notice them yelling at us. I don't know what they're saying, but I'm pretty sure it's like, thank you.
Or,
I don't know. Welcome to
yeah.
our restaurant.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really, like, just as far as customer service goes, they're not getting tipped because they don't believe in tips out here. And it's just the product of customer service is crazy through the roof versus the nonsense we have to deal with at home. And people don't like to they don't think, as far as, especially with what's going on in the States, they don't think about the stuff that other people have to deal with. Because I'm a huge proponent in comparing yourself.
Yeah.
to how it could be worse.